Welcome to Creative Cooking. Today we're going to make turkey patties. Oh yeah, we're going to start off with about 1 1/4 pounds of ground turkey. And it's very lean, it's only like 3% fat, but we're going to address that later. We're going to go ahead and mix 1 egg into that. We'll just beat it briefly. Don't worry, we've got enough mixing to do. That'll all get incorporated. All right. And what we're going to use for a filler, or not so much a filler, but something to make it more tender, is 1/3 cup of Panko breadcrumbs. I've got a little bit of paprika. I've got a teaspoon of salt. And I've also got a teaspoon of garlic powder. But to be honest with you, I usually use 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Talk about dragon breath, but that's the way I like it. All right, so I'll leave that up to you, how much garlic you put in. We're also going to add some freshly ground black pepper. Always black pepper, you know me by now. And yeah, a little bit of that red pepper flake that I like so much, just for a little bit of heat. Then from the garden, we have some fresh parsley, and we're going to chop that up nice and fine. I actually like to use a little bit more than what I'm putting in this one, but that's entirely up to you. But I don't advise putting any other herbs in this. You really just want to use that more for color than for flavor. And we'll just mix that up real good, okay? I just want to make sure everything is evenly dispersed throughout the entire mix. And then to measure, I like to use an ice cream scoop. This keeps everything consistent in terms of size. And oddly enough, this is something that I designed as a diet recipe, so measuring was very important because I wanted to know exactly how many calories and grams of fat, you know. And then I roll them in breadcrumbs. So it looks like I'm making a meatball, but I'm not. You're going to flatten it out. And the meatballs, you know, they're good by themselves, but I like to make them in patties. And I'm using the breadcrumbs for a multitude of reasons. 1, it makes them easy to handle. 2, it gives us something to absorb some of the oil. And what I have here is a hot skillet, and I'm using straight olive oil without diluting it. I really love the oil. It tastes great. It really does. And what you want to do here is you just want to brown them. I want to make it clear that we're not going to be actually cooking them all the way through. We're just going to brown them, okay? And after they've been on there for maybe a minute or 2 minutes or so, you flip them over and just take a look at how beautifully golden brown they are, right? But bear in mind, the intent here is not to fully cook them. Because if you were to open one up and they're browned on both sides, you're going to find that it's still raw in the center, and that's not what you want. What you're going to do is you're going to put them over here onto one of these cookie racks, okay? And it's not to drain them. It's to continue on with the process of cooking, all right? And you're going to have to do these in batches. I selected a smaller pan. I suppose I could have used a larger one, but that's okay. The pan's already hot. You throw some more oil in there, and you just go ahead and start frying some more. And that's it. So I think once you get used to cooking this way, with olive oil, you realize that you have to use like a medium heat. Don't go with medium high. Go with medium heat or medium low even. So at this point, we're just going to take that whole rack and we're going to spread them out so that, you know, there's a little space between them. All right, look at those. Aren't they nice? Look, they look good enough to eat already. But they're not. We're going to have to pop those into the oven, 375 degrees for about 6 minutes or so, maybe 8, because we just want to make sure that they're fully cooked. And then when you pull them out, they're going to look like this, and they'll be a little bit puffed up. And how you know they're done? Well, just poke them with your finger. If they're nice and firm, they're cooked. So in this recipe, I decided to go ahead and try to make little sliders. I didn't have any rolls, so I'm using a biscuit cutter to cut out some bread. And this happens to be a loaf of very soft Italian bread that I like so much. And yeah, look, it just turns them into nice little discs that have the same diameter as our patties. All right, and you can put whatever sauce you want on top of those. You know, that's barbecue sauce over there on the left. I think an aioli would be very nice. And this weird looking bread over here is called avocado bread. It's a whole grain, very hearty, has a lot of little seeds in it, and it's actually made with avocado. And I bought it for making avocado toast, but It has other uses. All right. So go ahead, make up little sandwiches if that's what you want to do. And put whatever topping you want on them. Any topping at all. They come out beautiful and they're delicious. Just look at that. So I hope you like this video. And I hope you come back each week for more great videos made for people who like to cook. Until then, bon appetit.